the Valley's local sports leader.
And now, back to the High School Rise Show on 940 ESPN. Brought to you by Fashion Furniture, Emmanuel High School. Here's Christian Lukens and Coach Q.
Back on 940 ESPN, Christian Lukens, Coach Q, Clovis East. Don't worry, Rigo. We're getting there in a second. Some nerves already at the end of the table here. So we want to thank Clovis East for coming by and a good conversation from all the winter programs. We're switching gears. Coach, I don't get to do this to you that often.
I do it to you all the time. So
all the time.
Take over.
You like to come in here when we get our basketball guests to say, oh, you won't believe I saw this kid dunk and I saw this happen. Last Friday, I got a chance to go catch some soccer down south. I went to the Selma Kingsburg game. And it turned out I showed up. It was a little bit of a tight window getting away from work to the game. I missed a couple of goals. So it was 1-1 when I got there. No sooner do I sit down, Kingsburg scores about 90 seconds later. Wow. And then the coaches here are telling me that I saw another goal 8 seconds after the kick following that goal. As Selma, I think, retook the lead. Or no, I think tied it back up at that point, 2-2. And I'll tell you, excitement-wise, I was sitting on Selma's side. Kingsburg had a pretty nice crowd on the other end. But, it was a fun atmosphere. And I saw, I think, some great offensive play. And, we're welcoming back our Norman brothers.
David and Donald, they're both here.
Both here. And I think I told you earlier, I was trying to figure out, I went with my girlfriend, she goes, hey, so which ones are the coaches that you know? I said, see those two guys side by side, both wearing the baseball hats, both with the exact same mannerism. Those are the two you're looking for. Is that something, now, having gotten to see it firsthand, it was a little bit different to see that the mannerisms were kind of matched up. Is that something that other people notice too, or is that something that's always happened as you're on the sidelines roaming?
In general, we get that we're pretty similar. I think the people that know us the best know us that we're very different, but we get that we're similar a lot. And, we had similar playing experience. And so, it doesn't surprise me that we get that, yeah.
Now, your team they play up-tempo. When they start to move, and I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was, Rigo, did you have the shot in the second half that just, the rocket off the crossbar? Yeah. Was that you too? Yeah. I thought I saw that number 7 blurring out of there at the end of that play. So you almost had 4 in that game.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys have played another match since then. You had Exeter earlier this week, 3-0 final.
Yep.
Tell us about the season, Coach. What have you seen from your team, the progression? I know coaches will always say, you never want to be your polished product at the beginning of the year. You want to keep improving, keep getting better. What's been the biggest change between the start of the year and now?
Well, we definitely live up to that. Coming out of the gate, we did not look good. Coming out of the gate, we had a slow start. We were still looking for guys to step up and fill the shoes of guys who left from last year's team, and we tried lots of guys in different positions. And it took 5 or 6 games before we started to figure out where guys were going to start playing and who was going to give us the best run for the longest amount of time. And really it was the closed side tournament. They put together a nice tournament with good competition, and we faced some good teams, and it was an opportunity for us to be hardened. And we made a good run, took second, lost to a good Mendota program, and that was really when we started to play good soccer. And since then, we've been on a nice little run. Lost one to Sunnyside, who's a fantastic program as well, and looking to keep going, get this thing moving.
Well, and one thing I wanted to ask, because since we have the final segment here, you guys do a phenomenal job. Ever since our first chat, we've gotten to interact a little bit through Twitter. You guys, as far as high school programs go, run maybe one of the best social media campaigns to get your kids' names out there. You have an active YouTube channel. Seriously, and for those listening, it's not an exaggeration. No sooner did I get home after, I think, went out to dinner after the match was done. I got back 2 hours later. There's highlights on YouTube, and you have the video intro. There's Yeah, fine. I'll say it. Dubstep. Mm-hmm. You got the dubstep music behind it. You slow down the videos. You show how the play develops. And it's a phenomenal way to get your athletes' names out there and get their highlights on YouTube. If you want to direct people to the YouTube page, this would be the time to do it, too.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. If you just search on YouTube, Selma High or Selma Bear Soccer, either way, and we're pretty much what you get with the search. And, it's great. We know that the cost of getting a highlight video put together from an outside source is substantial, and we know that that's not something that a lot of our players will pay for or have the ability to pay for, and we have the opportunity of doing it. And we have a great student-run film crew that's there at every game, and they do a great job. 2 girls, Lindsay and Amanda, and they do a fantastic job. And we do our best to get what we can. Sometimes we miss a couple, but it's fun. It's fun.
And now I know we want to get your guys on here too, but league play. What's the you said you didn't get out of the gate very well, but even at that, 10 wins. What is it? 4 losses, 2 draws.
Yep.
On the year, so even having that slow start to the year, knowing that your team is going to go out there and perform, at the end of the day, you're okay with that, right?
Yeah.
You want the 100% start to finish, but
yeah, it's nice to get hot at the end of the season. You look at baseball and basketball and all kinds of pro sports, and you get wild card teams winning World Series and making Super Bowl runs, and so we're okay getting hot at the end. That's not a problem.
Now let's hand the microphone off here to. Actually, do you want to tell us about who you brought here with you?
Yeah, we've got Rigoberto Torres, who had those 3 goals against Kingsburg that night and has been on a tear here lately. And then we've got Jovany, Zarate, and they're both seniors playing their last year for us here.
All right, let's get that second headset over. And Rigo, I got to ask you first of all. You ended up scoring the game winner. From where I was surrounded by some people that weren't maybe big-time soccer fans. They just know ball's in the net, time to cheer. But what I saw on that third goal, and I know it's a big lead-up. I mean, it started at midfield. There were a couple cuts that needed to be made, but I mean, you just planted. You had the ball at curl placement. When you get a strike like that off, it feels good, right?
Yeah.
To see that one sail over the goal, not even just over, but around too. You had that one tagged pretty good. What's that feeling like to finish off that play?
Well, it's a feeling that you can't explain. It's just a feeling that comes to you. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, just the feeling that you hear your people cheering for you, screaming your name out. It's just, I don't know.
There aren't words to express it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got shook up over that, man.
I don't know how to explain it.
And Coach is telling me, Gio, you've got a handful of highlights on YouTube for you too.
Yeah, I have a couple.
You guys just love to put the ball in the net.
Well, I guess, yeah, but I am more of a distributor. Like, I like helping out my team instead of, like, I feel like we're a team and everybody deserves a part of the glory. It's not just the person who scores. I
mean, there's times on these highlights, Coach, when you look at them, you'll see the buildup of play. The passes are crisp and the finish is good. When you guys go back to the sideline, I saw a lot of chest thumping that happened after that game with the hat trick. Does it get the whole team fired up? Is everybody energized in those moments?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you're both, having a good time out there. You like to score. You like to distribute the ball. Mm-hmm. I want to ask a question, if I can, on this part. You're both seniors.
Yes.
This is your last run at it.
Yeah.
You got the brothers with you, coaching you. How far can you take it? How far will the Bears go? How far will the claw reach?
Well, to be honest, it's as much as the team wants it. Like, we can't really depend on just an individual. Like, if the team wants it, we have high potential. And I think we can make a pretty good run this season.
Last year you had a big game against Roosevelt. Everybody's there. Can you do it again?
We can.
Can you defend the crown?
Yes, we can.
Can you get the crown?
We will try.
There you go.
Well, I know we're going to have the team and the coaches back in as we get to playoff time. Guys, thank you for coming on. Congratulations on the win against Exeter. And we got to take a break before we talk to the AD from your next opponent. So hopefully no bad blood there. Good luck against Emmanuel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break right here. Emmanuel Minute is next, and we will wrap up the show. It's the ESPN Rise Show live at Fashion Furniture on 940 ESPN, the Valley's local sports leader.